we're going to take a little ride out into the field at Highland Hill Farm to see deer in our field. At Highland Hill Farm, we use two means of deer controls. One is we fence in areas where trees can get damaged by the deer. And two, we have areas where trees don't receive much deer damage, and in those areas we set up a bait station. Now, why would we want to feed deer in our field? These are Norway spruces. Norway spruces are pretty resistant to deer damage. They will rub them when they're small, but they don't eat them much. And in this field we have what we call our four-poster feeder. And there are right now in this field 3 large trophy bucks. You can barely see them because they're pretty far out, but they are there. We have a hunter access program at Highland Hill Farm as well. If you like to hunt deer, you can come here and hunt deer. We don't turn anybody down. We just don't let you use rifles and shotguns with slugs or buckshot. You have to use a bow and arrow. We also have hunting opportunities for groundhogs, rabbits, and squirrels, as well as dove and turkey. We usually make you bring something to hunt each day. Some people bring us a 50-pound bag of corn for our deer feeder, and some people bring us some chemicals that we can use in our vehicles, like oils and greases. But we try and let people kill the deer because they do a lot of damage in the neighborhood. However, we have found that by treating the deer with our four-poster feeder, which kills the Lyme tick on the deer, we have a healthier deer population, and also our guests that come to Highland Hill Farm have less opportunity to pick up Lyme ticks. If you'd be interested in finding more about our four-poster feeder, call us at 215-651-8329. This is a four-poster feeder that we have at Highland Hill Farm, and we use this to feed deer and other wildlife at the farm. And as you can see in this picture, a little squirrel and raccoons come up to this feeder. But we have this feeder here to feed deer primarily, because deer is the biggest vector for carrying ticks around on our farm. And it's important that we control the tick population because we get claims from our employees when they get bit by a tick for Lyme disease, which drives up our workman's compensation. So we've started to put the four-poster feeder in order to help control the deer tick population. The four-poster feeder is very effective in helping control the deer tick population in an area because it's been tested by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and found to be upwards to 92 to 98% effective over a 2-year period in eliminating ticks from an area. Now, we do also sell these deer feeders at Highland Hill Farm along with trees and shrubs that we raise. It's a low-use feeder. In other words, the deer only eat about 1.5 pounds per deer per day of whole corn from the feeder, which means you don't have to have a lot of corn to feed a bunch of deer, because a deer could eat upwards to 50 pounds of food a day, but corn only 1.5 pounds. So it's not a high-use feeder, but the deer do frequent it enough, and when they do, they get a ticicide on their ear that kills the Lyme tick. It's the same ticicide that you use on your dog, and also you spray on your clothing to keep deer ticks away. It is an effective way of managing the deer tick population. And it's sort of funny because why does a tree farm want to encourage deer to come to the farm? Well, just because of that. But notice, if you will, that we're growing Norway spruce in this area. Norway spruce are a very resistant tree to deer browse, and so we have very little problems with the deer damaging these trees. On other sections of the farm where deer are damaging trees, what we do there is we fence it off with an 8-foot-high fence. We also have a hunter access program at Highland Hill Farm where you can come and hunt on some of our 4 different farms that we have in Bucks County. All we ask is that you call us in advance, you get a predetermined time when you're going to come out, and you bring us something that we can use on the farm. Usually we have you bring a bag of whole corn, or maybe a box of ammunition that we might need, or sometimes people bring us a bottle of wine, but we just make it a nominal thing so that you're providing us with something and we're providing you with something. Our farm is located on Route 313 in Fountainville, PA. We have 3 farms in that particular area and 1 in Dublin, about 4 miles away. We also have farms that we lease out for hunting in Bradford County, Pennsylvania, and in New York State. And we also have places where you can hunt on our ranches that we have in Montana and New Mexico. So if you're an avid hunter and you like to hunt deer, Highland Hill Farm has plenty of deer opportunities. At Highland Hill Farm, we have many different kinds of trees. These are our multi-stemmed river birch trees. They're a great tree to plant in your yard. Also, river birch trees are seldom damaged by deer. They may rub them if you have a single stalk, but when you have multiple stalks on the river birch trees, they tend to leave them alone. River birch trees are also very easy to grow. At Highland Hill Farm, we can sell you river birch trees, both seedlings, transplants, or large balled and burlapped trees. We also deliver and install. We have many other kinds of shade trees and shrubs for your selection. Give us a call at 215-651-8329 for trees and shrubs. This is Highland Hill Farm in Fountainville, PA. This video is brought to you by Highland Hill Farm. We grow and sell screen